Good morning. It is a cold and crisp morning here in North Carolina. And today I'm going to try and photograph the redbuds. For me, the first sign that spring is here. So come along and enjoy this adventure. This is the redbud tree. This is a tree that can grow to about 15, 20 feet high. They're native here to North Carolina. They're actually native from about North Carolina down south to Florida and over west to about Texas. They've been as far north as Michigan they can be found, but they are native here in North Carolina. This is a beautiful flower, and this is, when I think of spring coming, this is what I think of. I mean, I'm a transplant to North Carolina, but when I see redbuds starting to come out, I know spring is here. Now this plant is unique in many factors. One, because it's the first bloomer of the season, it's a very important food source for animals. A lot of animals will eat the buds on these plants here. They are also important to humans. The tribal people, when they lived here and when Europeans first arrived here, the redbuds are the first wild food source that they can utilize. Humans can eat the leaves, they can eat the flowers, and they can eat the seeds from this plant here. So it was a very important food source for the first peoples that came here. This plant is incredibly beautiful. Now the flowers don't grow like a classic. When I think of a flower, at the end of the stem and there's a flower, they actually bloom on the bud or the sides of the plant, and it makes a really interesting photograph. It has these heart-shaped flowers on it that's very, very interesting. So that's what's drawn me to this plant here, and that's what's making me thinking that this could be a really interesting plant to photograph. So as you can see, I have the sun rising up behind me, and I'm just going to set up here and see if I can photograph these plants. Well, this is my first image that I see here. There's a branch here with another branch sticking out of it. And there's a bunch of buds growing on the side of that stick there, and it's really dramatic image here. Now before I go any further, I want to just ask you a favor. Can you please subscribe to this channel? Click that notification bell. That really helps us in the YouTube world. Leave your comments below. I do respond to every single one of them. So the first image I got is, like I said, this stick here that's sticking out at that other branch here, and it's covered in flowers. Now one thing that you have to understand when you're photographing like this here, when you're looking through your viewfinder, you see what the camera sees if the aperture was opened all the way, the shallowest field of focus. Well, I have it at f13, so when I push the button in the front of your camera here, it shows me everything that's going to be in focus. And it looks like everything is going to be in focus, but it's just I'm having a little problem because there's a branch out of the top of it that's coming straight at the camera here, and that's out of focus. And my thinking was that with that being out of focus, it would draw the viewer into the image here. I'm not really sure if it's going to be distraction or if it's going to be a positive thing. I want to make sure that I have that whole stick in the image there, because I want the whole stick in the image. I don't want some blurry stick coming out of nowhere. So I want the beginning of the stick coming in and going out. And I really want to hear what you have to say. Tell me if you think that out of focus stick is a distraction or if it's something that I should keep in the image. This is an example of a situation where I think a flash is something that can be very useful for a wildlife photographer. Now, if you look at me right now, I'm relatively underexposed, but if you look behind me right here, all of this is overexposed. And the reason for that is that's where the sun's rising over there here. And I gotta stop hitting this branch here because it's shaking my subject here. But as you can see from this image here, I'm underexposed, it's overexposed. The same thing's happening in the image that I'm taking here. The forest behind me here is being illuminated by this rising sun. But where I'm standing right now, I'm sheltered from the rising sun by this pine tree here. So to get the proper exposure, I want to take an image so that the background isn't just blown out and just this white mass back there. I want it to have details in it, but still out of focus. But I don't want it overexposed. So to correct for that, I'm going to illuminate the flowers here. So I'm going to show you both images here. I want you to tell me which one you think is the best one. Here are the two images I took here. So the one on the left here is the one without a flash. The one on the right here is the one with the flash. I did not expect this much of a difference. I didn't expect it to be this dramatic. Let me zoom in on the same flower on both images here. And you can see a dramatic difference in this image here. Now, if you look in the background's exposed exactly the same. But the flash illuminated this flower here. And you can see the veins, the detail is much crisper and sharper than there is in the image that was not illuminated by a flash. I really did not expect the flash to make that dramatic of a difference. I've been playing with a flash. I've been reading a book on how to use a flash, and I did not expect this dramatic of a difference. Even if you look inside now, I know I'm like peeping really close to the image, but you can actually see inside the flower on this one here. On the one on the left here, you really can't see inside there. It just shows you the detail that just a little bit of flash. Now I had the flash set to 1/8 of its power, so there was very little flash that was applied to this. And as you can see in the background here, both of the images have the background exposed correctly, and that's the only difference between these two images is the fact that one I shot without a flash and one I shot with a flash, and I did not expect this dramatic of a difference. Let me show you what the image with the flash looks like. Well, I'm hoping that when you see a redbud, you will start thinking about spring too here. So spring migration should start any day now, so I'm really excited about that. I am excited about photographing these buds, and I'm excited that winter is over. So if you got anything out of the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because that really helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and I want to thank you for watching.